This could be a very strange video. And then we've got this final shot of him walking away. So let's check how these shots fit in, where we put them. Okay, so that's quite nice, and that's where the song's just ending, but this shot seems like it's too long. So we're going to change on the chord change again, because we've only done that a couple of times so we can get away with it. We'll move all this back, and we'll take the walking away shot, and maybe have it when it's quite low to the ground. We'll set our out point, we'll come back, and we'll maybe have our end point about here. Yeah, just there. So that gives it kind of as if he's walking back out of the forest. He's had his lovely day in the forest. And see how this fits in. Okay, nice. And we can extend this a little bit. No, we can't. We haven't got any more. So we can move it forwards a little bit. We can extend it at the back end. Okay, so this is our completed video. Very easy edit. Just a quick little thing to show you how easy it is to get everything together. So firstly, we'll save it. So let's play it through. Okay, so that looks okay. We can continue to kind of go through this and start trimming things and seeing where we want to tidy up the edit from here. We can also cut off some of this if we wanted to. We could, there's a million things that we could do, but I think that's pretty good to show you the basics of where we're at. So you're probably wondering why this overhead shot is so long, and that's because I'm going to leave this for a place to put a title of Kingswood, a walk in Kingswood or whatever we're going to call it, because I think that'd be quite nice. Always good to title things up and give something a name. And after we've done all this, we can start adding transitions in our effects library. So we've got video transitions here. We've got dissolves, which are basically just different ways to dissolve footage into one another. And we've got iris, which is actually, what I'm going to do is just show you how some of these transitions work. So you just click on it, you hover over, and you just place it there. If you want the transition to be longer, you just grab the end of it, drag it out, you can drag it back in. We can go into more details about this on a later course. I just want to give the basics here. So that's how the arrow iris transition looks. And then we have diamond, cross, oval, etc. It's all going to be the same. It's going to transition with those shapes. Motion is pretty self-explanatory. It's going to push the picture sideways. And we're going to get rid of that. Shape, barn doors, wipes. You have your edge wipes, your radial wipes, different ways to wipe the screen, different transitions made popular quite through the cheesy kind of Star Wars wipes. But we're just going to go with, we're going to keep this as a hard cut because of the music change. And we're going to look for anywhere else that we can add a nice little transition I think between these two, the forest and the butterfly, would be quite nice. Just have a little cross dissolve. Like that. I think that's quite nice. And we could put a cross dissolve here as well. And I think just to go along with this chord and the kind of continuation of it, we'll put another little cross dissolve here. I think that looks quite nice. And I think that's all we need, apart from a dip to black at the end, which we can just add as a cross dissolve into nothing. We will need to take the clip down a little bit. Okay. And now the music's not really stopping where we want it to because we don't have footage long enough. So what we're going to do is go into audio transitions. And we're going to do a crossfade out. And we're going to drag this in a little bit more. Okay, perfect. Maybe a little bit shorter than that. Bit too. There we go. And there we have our basic edit. I'm going to save that quickly. And that's good. So this, there are some bits that are a little bit shaky. So I'm going to tell you how to remedy that. So we click on this. Now, along the bottom, you'll notice are all our different panels. We can go through. Fusion is for effects. We're going to ignore that. Our color panel is for color grading and color correction, which we're going to use in the next module. And Fairlight is sound and music, which we're going to ignore for the time being as well. Then delivery, whenever we've finished and we have everything to deliver. The final thing that I should tell you before we move on quickly to stabilization is that we have this blade tool. If you want to cut up your footage, so we can place them, we might just want to get rid of this part, or we might want to just take this part out and move it somewhere else. We can do, and whenever we move things up, it creates more and more video tracks, as you can see, and we can start stacking them. So we're just gonna go back, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, get rid of that. And we can change, obviously, to the pointer to move things and to the blade. It's always good to know that that's A on your keyboard and that's B. Trying to learn shortcuts while you're editing, especially when you're just beginning, is really, really handy to have. It's going to make you faster at editing. It's going to make you a much faster editor if you start learning your keystrokes and your shortcuts. So we're going to go into our color module and we're going to go straight into this tracker, which is right here. And the reason for this is we're going to go into the second part of the tracker, just here. And we're going to click on Stabilize. And it's going to analyze our footage and hopefully it's going to give us some nice stabilization. Now, the stabilization in DaVinci Resolve is actually really good. So hopefully this will come out quite nicely. And let's play that back. There you go, much more stable. Fantastic. And I think there might have been one more. We'll just go back to our edit panel here. There might have been one more clip that I thought could have done with some stabilization. But I think I think it was this clip actually. That's a little bit shaky. I think it would be nice to stabilize that. Stabilize. Let's have a look at this. Yes, much more stable. And because we're shooting in 4K, what stabilization does is it stabilizes the footage and then cuts around the edge. So usually it has to zoom in a little bit. So you lose a little tiny bit of resolution, but when you're shooting in 4K, that doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's the basic edit done. and we're going to move on to color correction and how we do that.